Hey everybody, and welcome to Bits of Board, where we're talking board games, miniatures, cards, and dice. My name's Michael, and today we are running through Lantern Year number 2 in our Kingdom Death campaign. Now, Lantern Year 1, it had its ups, it had its downs. I missed a couple of rules. I missed a lot of important rules regarding monster movement. All those times where I was like, no, we've cornered the White Lion. He was gonna run and he was gonna tear through our survivors in the run through. So, what we're doing today, to help balance things out, we are taking another stab at the lion, no pun intended, but we're going to do so without breaking rules, I hope. Come on, guys. Anyway, this hunt is going to see the return of our 4 founding survivors hunting again together at last. It's just like it's a feel-good story, right? Well, we shall see. Now, something I didn't touch on in the last video was all of our aging survivors. So 3 out of our 4 survivors have aged, and in doing so, they've actually allowed themselves to start specializing in a type of weapon. Now, the key focus here in this hunt is going to be at least to land 1 wound with each character, because if they land 1 wound, then we get to tick off a box in their weapon specialization, bringing them that step closer to unlocking some of their weapons' full potentials. I'm so excited. Now, Ripper, previously named after some fist and tooth antics, has become a specialist in the bow. She is going to be fantastic, I hope. We have Eva, who's definitely going to be an evil fist and tooth maniac. She has picked up some wonderful special abilities that enable her to gain strength and gain efficiency in her fist and tooth. So hopefully she smacks it around as well. And then we've got, what's his name? Bastion. He's going to specialize in the sword, because I know it's a bit boring, sword, yay. But by unlocking these specializations, we're going to further our abilities later on down the track. So, with all that said, let's dig in. Alright, here is Bastion's loadout. As you can see, we've kitted him up with that lion headdress, giving him that very valuable 1 piece of armor to the head. We also have the scrap sword, which is uber powerful as we saw, and some cloth armor. He's also rocking the founding stone just in case things get a bit dicey and he needs to swing that for an insta wound. And we also have stone noses available, which means as soon as he arrives at the hunt, he's going to gain 1 survival and 1 insanity. Now, he's currently sitting on 0 survival, and we have a survival limit of 4, so he's going to really need this right now. Also, won't hurt to mention that he has a +1 strength. Now, usually you can just keep this in mind, but we're going to throw a +1 strength token onto the grid just as a reminder. It doesn't cover any spaces or anything. It's purely for my benefit. So yeah. All right, fast becoming one of my favorite survivors, we have Eva here. Now, she's not really decked out with too much armor, just the one on the waist for the cloth armor. But she is kitted out to be so much fun. She's got the Whisker Harp, which is on arrival. All survivors gain +1 survival. Wicked. She's also got the Stone Noses, granting 1 more survival and an insanity. And that will bring her up on arrival to be sitting at 6 insanity. Totally insane. But that is good news, because she has the Quixotic disorder, which means she's going to gain 1 strength off that and 1 more survival, bringing her up to the max of 4 for our currency. Now, she's got Leader, which means if she encourages, the survivor will also gain 1 speed. She's got Orator of Death, where once per showdown she can use her activation to have all non-deaf survivors gain 2 insanity. And she's got the Monster Claw art, which means if she's using fist and tooth, she'll gain +1 accuracy and +1 strength and savage. I'm hoping to get at least a hit on there with the fist and tooth, because we really want to develop that weapon proficiency. All right, here we have Lucky, our voice of reason, right? He is totally kitted out to be our tank for the day, so he's going to probably take a few hits if we can help it. He's got all of the armor spots covered up with 1 armor, but because he's got the full set of rawhide armor, that means he's going to get an additional point to everything. And he's also unlocked an additional evasion by having both of these affinities lined up for the rawhide vest, so we'll chuck that on there as well. That means the monster is actually going to have to roll a tad higher to make a hit, making our tank super tanky. Excellent. Now, Lucky is sitting on 1 survival from the end of the prologue campaign. He's going to gain an additional survival due to Eva's harp, and he's also going to get 2 other survival, one from the rawhide boots and the other from the rawhide gloves. So he'll be sitting on our maximum of 4 survival. And last but not least, we have Ripper, who is our strategist, which means she's going to be able to put down a giant stone face, which is totally going to help out when she's using her catgut bow. So she's got some ranged ability, she's got some sword ability, she's sitting there with a bit of cloth on, which means she's going to get 1 armor to the waist, and when she arrives at the showdown, she's going to gain 1 survival and 1 insanity for that nose. Alright, here we go, back into the hunt phase. We've got our 4 founding survivors that we began the game with, all joining the fray this time. Lucky, our famous survivor from the prologue, is back in action, full of courage and understanding. So let's get stuck in and reveal the first White Lion Hunt event. Sea of Golden Grass. Fields of golden grass lay ahead. The event revealer may choose to avoid the plains and roll twice on the hunt event table before moving on the hunt board. Otherwise, each survivor gains +1 courage, and the event revealer rolls on the table. Ooh, courage might be a neat little hit right now. You see, if Lucky can get the courage from this one, he is going to hit his first milestone on the courage track, and we can resolve bold. I think we're going to have to risk it here, guys. Let's do it. We're going to roll 1d10 for the Sea of Golden Grass. Here we go. An 8. You pick up the trail. Choose to move the White Lion 1 space forward or backwards on the hunt event board. This is tough. I think we'd like to move him forward, because that way we won't have to deal with that random event card, right? Yeah, let's do that. Let's move him forward. Otherwise, we'd have to move him back and it'd take ages. Anyway, so our survivors resolve that, and everyone gains 1 courage, which means Lucky gets bold. Now, in resolving the bold milestone, we can choose one of 3 different paths. We can go down the Showdown phase Triumph, where we gain the Stalwart ability, ignore being knocked down by brain trauma and intimidation actions. Very useful stuff there. And we get to roll on the table down here. The Hunt phase Triumph gives us the Prepared ability when rolling to determine a straggler. Add your hunt experience to the roll result, which means you're very unlikely to become a straggler. I'll tell you a little bit more about that once it comes up, but for the moment, just know it's a thing. And then there's the Settlement phase Triumph, which gives you matchmaking. When you are a returning survivor, once per year, you may spend an endeavor to just go straight to the intimacy event. So it's like having that love juice all the time as that survivor. So basically, we've got battle survivability, hunt event survivability, and just survivability of the population. Right now, we're pretty keen on fighting, so we're going to go down the Showdown phase Triumph with Lucky. And I guess we're going to roll a d10 here and see what we get. And just flatten this out. Here we go. 10, all right. Gain 1 permanent speed. That's amazing. This guy is going to be a fighting genius. In a single moment, your perspective changes profoundly. This extra speed is going to give us basically an additional dice to roll on our 2 hits. Fantastic. All right, back to the hunt. So we've finished with the Sea of Golden Grass. We've moved the lion forward. So now we move to the next hunt event space. Aromatic Breeze. The hungry lion sniffs the survivor's musk on the wind. Move the white lion 1 space towards the survivors on the hunt board. If it moves into the survivor's space, the white lion ambushes the survivors. If the white lion ambushes survivors, they skip their first turn. Oh boy. If we hadn't moved him forward, oh god. All right, let's begin. with the showdown phase. Now we've just got to do a little bit of setup. First things first, we've got to place the tall grass that appears because we're in the white lion section. So I'm going to chuck them there and there. Next, we're going to draw 2 cards from the terrain deck. First, we've got the Survivor Corpse. All right, now this one we have to set up at least 6 spaces from all other terrain, so we'll leave that till last and we'll keep drawing. All right, the Arcanthus plants. So these ones we have to set up at least 6 spaces away from all other Arcanthus plants. So let's grab them. Let's see, where can we start? If we place one there, and if we place one, let's say, over here, is that going to be... I'd love to put it there, but I don't think we can place it that close. So let's pop it there. And because we have a tactician in the team, we may choose to add either a giant stone face or a toppled pillar to the area. I'm thinking we're going to go that giant stone face because of the accuracy and range boost that it will provide our archers, and I'm thinking we put it over this side somewhere. So it has to be at least 5 spaces away from the board edge, so we'll be able to place it, let's say, somewhere around there. Let's just move it up just a little bit more, and then we'll pop our Survivor Corpse down. It's got to be 6 spaces away from all other terrain, so let's go up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'd have to go pretty far away. All right, let's go with that for the moment. And now we get to place our survivors. So we're going to try and make use of most protective terrain available. So we've got the long grass over here, which is going to grant that +2 evasion. So we'll chuck Lucky down there, and we will chuck Eva down there. Now Ripper's going to want to use the giant stone face here, and in fact, according to setup, we might be able to set her up there, but there is some debate online about whether you can set up on impassable terrain or pieces of terrain that you need to use an action to get on top. We're going to go with no for today, and chucking in that rule of death where the worst case scenario is the ruling. So we'll chuck her behind the face there, but let me know what you think for next time. We'll chuck Bastion in as well, right down there. With that, we begin. So we shuffle up our Lion AI deck and we draw Claw. Closest threat, facing and in range. Well, looks like anyone from that point down is going to be liable for a hit here. So let's get those randomizing cards in play. So we get our randomizer cards there. We'll give them a good shuffle up and we will see where this line is going to go. Bang. Bastion's going to take the hit, which is the least good scenario here because, well, he doesn't have that long grass to protect him. Claw is a 2 speed, 2+ attack. So we roll 2 dice. We get double 6s, so 2 hits. Let's roll our 2 hit locations, 1 to the waist and 1 to the legs. Now it's only 1 damage, so these are only going to be light wounds. We could use a survival to get out of the way of this one to dodge, but I think we'll just take the hits. So we'll go 1 to the waist, getting rid of that armor there, so no actual damage, and 1 to the legs, a light wound. Now usually that would be it, but because we have been ambushed by this white lion, he gets another activation. Next card from the AI deck is Size Up. Random threat in field of view. Now the stone face here is actually going to block field of view for Ripper up there, so it's going to be a random one of these guys. Let's grab those randomizers again. These things are so useful for these sorts of things. And Eva's going to take it. So the monster stares down its prey. Turn to face target and roll 1d10. On a result of 4+, the target suffers 1 brain damage per monster level and is knocked down. Yow. Alright, let's hope we can roll a 3 or under. 3! We jag it. Alright, so she's doing okay. Guys, I don't mean to alarm you, but we've made it out of this relatively unscathed. Let's begin our survivor's first activation. We'll start off with our Ripper. She's going to use the activation to get on top of the stone face here. This will allow her to gain bonus to range and accuracy when firing her bow at the lion, so she's going to get in a good position there. We'll move on. All right, before we go too far, let's gather up some of this Arcanthus, because that stuff is super useful. We'll start with Eva. She's going to move right on over, still gaining the benefit of the long grass, and she's going to use her activation to harvest. So, we've got our card here. We'll roll 1d10 and consult the table. Here we go. All right, an 8. This is the best. Gain 1 fresh Arcanthus, strange resource, and archive the terrain. Fantastic. Now, fresh Arcanthus is a super useful pickup. We can use it throughout a showdown to fully heal a hit location, including injury levels and armor points, but if we can hold on to it, this becomes extremely valuable as the dried Arcanthus, which we'll hopefully see later on. Hopefully we won't have to use it here. Now, I know Lucky could go in for an attack, but let's keep going with that Arcanthus. We'll stick around there, and let's roll for the table. A 3. Find nothing, archive this terrain. Rubbish. All right, fine. Wasted turn, but not so much. We move to Bastion, who is in the perfect spot right now. He's right in the monster's blind spot, and he is carrying that scrap sword. Yeah. Now this is speed 2, hits on a 5+, 4+ because of the blind spot, and it has a strength of 3. Now, Bastion has a strength of +1, so we count it as 4 for later, but for the moment, let's aim for hitting that 4+. A 5 and an 8, that's 2 hits. 2 hit locations, we've got Beast's Rib and Beast's Flank. Now these both have wound reactions, which means if we are successful in wounding the lion, we have to resolve that. But if we get a critical wound, we're okay. Let's aim for the Beast's Ribs first. Because of all of our strength, we're aiming for a 4+. It's a 6, so we make the wound. If the attacker has 3+ understanding, the sound of cracking ribs is encouraging, and the attacker gains +1 survival. Unfortunately, we haven't hit that landmark yet, so we don't get that bonus. But we do get a wound, which means we take the top card of the AI deck and move it to the wound stack. Let's go for the Beast's Flank now. It's a 6, which is good. Cats hate this, apparently. The monster is very upset. Attacker gains the priority target token, which means he's gonna get hit next round. We grab the priority target piece there, this little wonderful blue thing, chuck it under our survivor. Good news is we get to remove another AI card from the deck. Back to the lion's activation, and we draw an AI card. Size up, random threat in field of view. That's 2 size ups. Yikes. All right, so this is going to target our priority target over here. The monster stares down its prey. Turn to face the target and roll 1d10. On a result of 4+, again, we roll and we hope we can aim that 3 under. It's a 4. Oh, our target is knocked down. He loses the priority target as he is no longer counted as a threat. Actually, he remains the priority target until the end of the monster's next activation. That is scary stuff. Bastion takes 1 brain damage, but that is softened by the insanity, meaning we drop down to 3 insanity. Good news is though, we're still crazy. All right. Moving into the survivor's next activation, there's no real, I don't feel like we need to run off and get that corpse up the top there, so let's concentrate our powers on attacking. We'll start off with Eva, who's going to leave the safe boundaries of the long grass. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Standing outside of the lion's crash path if he turns to run. She'll then use her activation to utilize the cat eye circlet. Reveal the next 3 monster hit locations and put them back in any order. That means if there is a trap card coming, we can keep it out of the way. So our top 3 cards are as follows. The Beast's Back, which has a failure, the Beast's Temple, which has a failure, and the Fleshy Gut, all of which have failures. Some pretty good critical wounds out there, but nothing game-breaking. All right, let's put that Beast's Back underneath and drop them up top. Awesome. Now Lucky here is going to use a survival to allow Bastion to stand up. Then he will run behind, 2, 3, and he's going to 4 up there, and he will attack with the Bone Blade. Now the Bone Blade has a speed of 2, but because he has that permanent bonus to speed, we are rolling 3 dice. Let's hope for our best. Alright, a 7, a 4, and a 2. Only 1 hit here. So we draw 1 hit location, that Beast's Temple. Aiming for a 6+ here, guys. An 8, we get the wound. Top card from the AI deck is discarded. We move that back in. Now I almost forgot, because Lucky has the full suit of Rawhide armor, when you perform a survival action, you roll 1d10 on a result of 6+, gain 1 survival. So the survival he used to get Bastion to stand up, well, that might come straight on back. It's a 10 and we are good. Alright, next Bastion's going to activate. 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to jump in right behind the White Lion there and attack with the Scrap Sword. 2 dice, we're aiming for a 4+, a 4 and a 7, that's 2 hits. Alright, we're in uncharted territory for the hit locations after this, so we've got these 2. Let's aim for that fleshy gut first, aiming for a 4+. It is a 10, which is a critical wound. The White Lion vomits all over you. It feels awesome. Gain 1 random basic resource and 3 insanity. Alright, we gain the Monster Hide and add 3 insanity. Alright, he's back to being proper crazy with 6 insanity. Alright, let's go to the Beast's back. Again, hoping for that 4+. A 2, no good. Failure. Full move the monster forward in a straight line. Cancel all hits now out of range. Any survivors passed over suffer grab. No one's actually going to be in the way, which is awesome. So this guy goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Almost at that board edge. Now we've still got 1 survivor to have their activation. Luckily that is Ripper, our ranged attacker. She's got the catgut bow, which means she is going to be, with a range of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, easily in range. And plus we've got that bonus 2 for standing on top of the stone face. +2 to accuracy as well, so we're going to be going for 5+ here, guys. Speed of 2, 5+. Let's roll. A 5 and a 3. 1 misses, but 1 hits. So we take a look at that hit location, and it's the Fuzzy Groin. Wicked. Apparently we hit the monster right in the ding-dong. Now this is a strength 3 weapon, so we're going to be aiming for a 5+ here. And it's a 4. No, we don't make it. Alright, we discard that hit location, and it's back to the monster. Lick wounds. Oh god. If the monster has no wounds in the wound stack, discard. No, he's definitely got them. Full move the White Lion directly away from all survivors. Turn to face the closest survivor and heal. Alright, as we found out from the comments in the last wound, he's going to be moving up against the board edge, and because these guys are in this sort of segment here, he's going to run up that way. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, so far. Who knows, we might get over to that corpse eventually. Now he turns to face the survivors, and he heals 1. So we take one of those AI cards, chuck it back in the deck. Then we return the lick wounds to the top of the monster's AI deck, which means we better wound him this round. Alright, so we remove the priority target from Bastion there. We're back to normal mostly, but the lion is just so far out of range. We'll have Lucky move up to the corner of the statue here, and he'll use his activation to set off the Rawhide Headband. Reveal the top 2 AI cards, place them back down in any order. Do we still want that heal wounds? I think we do, but it's nice to see what we've got coming up next, Grasp. So let's keep the heal wounds at the top. Next we'll move Bastion, 2, 3, 4, right over here, same deal. And then Eva, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right over there. Now Eva will also use her activation to have a look at the next 3 hit location cards. We've got the strange hand, the beast's brow, and the beast's ear. Most importantly, there are no trap cards here. Alright, let's go with something like that. Finally, the Ripper is going to take out the bow and take a shot. She's usually got range 6, but because of the stone face, she has 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just in range. 2 dice, 5 plus. A 5 and a 1. We have 1 hit. We have a chance to get rid of this pesky recovery card. We draw the strange hand and roll, aiming for a 5 plus. 3. No, we didn't do it, guys. We did not do it. The lion takes his next activation. Lick wounds. No. He's going to run away from our survivors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn to face. And we move a wound underneath the AI deck. He's almost back up to full health, guys. This sucks. What's worse, he's now out of range from Ripper. So she'll move, being unable to attack because of the cumbersome bow, but we'll have another look at these AI cards. Lucky activates the headband. Have lick wounds and grasp. Well, we're not going to be able to get the wound, so let's chuck grasp up the top here. Will he move? I think so. Draw him out. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go there, and we'll move our other survivors up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. And boom. Let's just keep them in line here, maybe like that. And the lion activates. Let's just pitch this up a little bit. All right, the battle's far off in the distance here. The lion pulls its AI card, and we have grasp. Closest knockdown survivor in range. Closest survivor in range. We have a target, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, up like that. To speed 1, accuracy 2 plus, going for 1 damage. It's a 5, so it hits. Where does it hit? The hands. Now grasp has an after damage trigger, which will, oh god, it'll be a grab thing. So we're going to dodge this one, reducing the survival from Lucky, but then we roll the dice because of his suit of armor, and we get the 6, which means we gain it right back. So we've successfully dodged, and we are living to fight another day in the same spot, which is wicked. All right, let's get Eva into the fray. 3, 4, 5. She's going to jump into the blind spot here and attack with fist and tooth because she really wants to start building her weapon proficiency. Fist and tooth for her, because of her monster claw style, will be a 7 plus normally, a 6 plus because she's behind the lion. So we roll. 6, so we make the hit. Hopefully we can get the wound now. Draw that hit location, the beast's brow. We roll to wound, gaining an additional strength for that fighting art. A 9. Oh my god. This is a critical wound, guys, and this is awesome because we get to skip that wound section there, and we can cancel any reflexes on the card. Wicked. The white lion's vision is impaired. He gains -1 accuracy. Now we are talking. All right. Pop that there for the time being. Now, critical wounds are amazing right now because we get to discard that AI card. That's cool. That's a good start. But because of Savage, we inflict an additional wound from the AI deck. Dunskies, that is 2. And we get to tick off a box for weapon specialization at the end of this hunt, if she survives. Let's get Lucky out of here. He's going to move on to the other. Oh no, he's broken. All right, he moves up behind the white lion. Speed of 3, 6 plus. 1 hit. Not great, guys, not great. Go in the beast's ear. And we make it just. All right, so we discard, where was she? There. We discard that hit location and the top card of the AI deck. We'll move Bastion up there right beside the lion, aiming for 5 plus. All right, 1 hit. 1 hit location. The Crimson Mane, this is an impervious location, so it's actually not going to do a wound. That sucks, but we roll anyway because hopefully we can get some bonus gear. 6, no good though. Lastly, we'll have Rip Attack with the Catgut Bow. 1 hit. Soft Belly, come on, come on. and misses. All right, here we go. Smart Cat. Reveal the top 10 cards one at a time. Put the first 2 mood cards revealed into play, then shuffle the deck. Well, we've only got 1 card left in the deck, and it's Chomp. We archive this one, and we will play Chomp. So that's like a wound, I guess. Closest threat facing and in range will be the target. All right, well, no one's facing, so we're just gonna have to go with in field of view. So any of those 3. Randomize, and bang. Speed 1 going for a 2+, but with the -1 activation turns into a 3+. 4 still hits, and it's a headhunter attack, so it hits the head. Bam. You know what? It's only 1 damage, so we will take that hit. And reduce our head armor to 1. Oops, stay there. All right, let's get some good hits in. We'll move our survivor over a little bit, aiming for a 4+. 2 hits. Beast's heal, and the straining neck. Oh, it's getting close to being trap time, I reckon, guys. No reflexes or anything like that, so let's just aim for the beast's heal. 4+. Yes, just. All right, so we discard that location, and we get to reshuffle the AI deck and drop 1 off that. Then we'll go the straining neck. 5, we are making the hit. Amazing stuff. That is another wound. All right, let's have Eva move out of the way just a notch, probably to about there, and she's going to use her cat eye circlet. We'll have a look at these next few hit locations. All right. We do have a failure, but the other 2 are good to go, so let's leave them there like that. And we'll have Lucky move behind the lion, attacking with all 3 of his speed. Just 1 hit. Here we go. 6+. And we get it. 6+. We could lose an AI card. And lastly, the catgut bow attack. Going for a 5+. 2 hits. Boom. Boom. Alright, I'm feeling lucky. Let's go the beast's tricep first. And we get a 5. What is that? So strength of 3, toughness of 8. The 5 makes it. That is amazing. So we get the wound. We don't need to resolve the failure. Oh, just a string of wounds this turn. This is what it's all about here. Beast's femur. Let's roll. 5+. And we get a 9. Lovely. This is the final rush because the lion doesn't actually have any AI cards left. He uses his basic attack. Closest survivor in field of view. All right, it's going to be any of these 2 here. Let's randomize. Bang. All right. Let's go backwards, forwards, and bang. All right, another 1 for Lucky here. 2 speed. Going for a 3+. 2 hits. One to the head, 1 to the chest. You know what? We're going to take those. We are armored to the hilt here. All right, let's finish it off with Lucky. He's going to run behind. Attacking for a 5+. 1, 2 hits. We roll. And it's a perfect hit. I don't think it's going to matter though. Cancel the reflex on here. Your attack destroys the white lion's foot and it loses its leverage. The white lion gains -1 token. So we gain that lion claw for that last attack there, but we also gain 4 more white lion resources for the kill. Another lion claw, some great cat bones, more white fur, and some more sinew. On top of that, some basic resources. Broken lantern, ooh, monster organ, another monster organ, and some monster hide. Top stuff there, we'll take the lot. And with that, our survivors will return on home victorious. All of our guys gain an additional hunt XP, which means Lucky has hit his first age milestone. Let's do that. Here it is. So he can now start choosing weapon proficiency, which is wicked. But first we roll 2d10 and consult the table. 18, epic stuff. Gain +1 permanent accuracy. He is loving it. All right, that's so good. All right, then we've got Bastion, and he managed to pull a wound with the sword, so his weapon proficiency goes up. Eva gets her hunt XP, and she wounded with fist and tooth, so she gets that weapon proficiency, and same with Ripper and her bow. So everyone is pretty much on the way to improving their weapon handling abilities. And with that, our survivors return home. We heal any returning survivors, removing tokens if there are any bleeding tokens and all that stuff. And for endeavors, because we're all still alive. Next, we update the timeline. All right. And draw our settlement card and resolve. Shuffle it all up. All right, here we go. Nickname. All right. Each returning survivor gets a nickname. Each rolls 1d10 on all 3 tables below. Add the nickname to the survivor's current name between their first and surnames. A survivor may only be nicknamed once a lifetime. Okay. Let's start with Lucky. A 7. He is wise. Ooh, wise hero. And wise hero of the lantern. How cool. Not only is he the voice of reason, but he is also the wise hero of the lantern. And with that hero word, we gain +1 permanent strength. Across the board, he is looking to be one of the strongest survivors around this time. Okay, next up we have Ripper. She is Dingle. Oh, Dingle hero of the Phoenix. Jeez. Dingle, hero of the Phoenix. With a name like that, she gains +1 permanent strength and +1 permanent speed. Mental. Next up, we have Eva, and she is also Dingle. Dingle, savior of the antelope. Ah, oh, so close to some pearls there. Last but not least, we'll roll for Bastion. Here we go. He is the wise savior of the lion. He's saving the lion, but he's killing them. All right, the lingering effects for this lantern here is that we can take a survivor to the nickname settlement event area and use the rename ability. So we spend 1 organ and we can gain a nickname by rolling on the table below, which would be wonderful, but it requires pictograph, which we don't have yet. Bah. All right, there are no associated story events with this year of the timeline. Whoa, we're in Lantern Year 3 now. How cool is that? We update the death count, no deaths. We check milestones, no, I think we're good. And we develop. All right, so we've got some good stuff hanging around this time. Well, let's get that out of the way. All right, I guess we're just gonna have to deal with that shadow. And on top of our scrap and bone, we have monster hide, monster organs, which are very cool, broken lantern, sinew, which is also an organ, some more hide, and a few bones as well. All right, I think the first thing that we should do here is innovate. We'll use one of our endeavors. I'm thinking we'll get rid of one of these organs, get rid of some hide and some bone. We'll just get rid of the bone. No, we'll just get rid of that one. Cool. And we will innovate. Currently, we have our 2 principles, symposium and language. Now, because of symposium, we can draw an additional 2 innovation cards when we innovate, which means we get to draw 4 and pick 1. Let's see what we get. Inner lantern, hovel, paint, and storytelling. So first off, we have storytelling. Now, this increases our survival limit by 1 and unlocks a place where we can spend endeavors, possibly gaining understanding, survival, and insanity, or bringing about the white speaker event. Very cool. Oh, paint. Okay. So we could get paint. This is possibly one of the most useful things this early in the game. The settlement swells with the creative energy. All survivors gain the dash survival action, which means we can spend survival to make a movement. Oh, that's almost a must-have right now, guys. Hovel is our other option, increasing the survival limit and boosts the amount of survival that we get when we leave. Departing survivals gain 1 survival. And I think it's also got an effect on the intimacy event. And then there's Inner Lantern. The settlement finds light within. All survivors gain the Surge survival action. This is basically an additional action that we may use to either attack or to make use of some of our supporting equipment. Fantastic things to get here, but I think paint has it. We need to be able to move, especially to get in range of some of the faster monsters and get out of their death zones. All right, let's add that one in, and because of that, we add all paint consequences to the innovation deck. All right, so we've still got 3 endeavors left. And all of these wonderful resources, what to do. Oh, I forgot we have the monster hide as well from when the white lion spewed up on us. And of course, our fresh Arcanthus. All right. First off, let's get some dried Arcanthus because we have some fresh Arcanthus. So we'll cash this in. So the dried Arcanthus gives us +2 survival when we depart, and if we suffer a severe injury, we can ignore it, archiving the card instead. Super useful. We've also got the ability to build the stone circle, which we're going to need for when we come up to that screaming antelope guy. So for that we would need 3 organs. 1, 2, oh, we only have 2 organs. Alright, so let's, I guess, save some organs because I'm thinking we should probably hunt that damn thing now. So we've really just got some hide, some bone, and some scrap to spend. Almost forgot the Caterium. I almost forgot about this guy. Alright, let us get... Can we get the king? Oh my gosh, I think we can get the king spear. We've got the lion claw, and we've got the great cat bone. I'd have to go back and check. I'm fairly certain it was great cat bone. Oh, there's one over there. Cool. All right, let's swap that. Now we're talking. All right. So lion claw, great cat bone. Let's get the king's spear. This wonderful item gives us the ability to attack from 2 spaces away. Not only that, but it means diagonal attacks, finally, so we can stay out of some of the trample paths of these guys. So that's going to be wicked. We're not going to buy any Monster Grease, Fecal Slave, or Lucky Charm. And we've got 2 more. Now we could cash in some of these resources to begin the White Lion gear, but should we save that? I think we'll save that for the time being and just cash in like that. So at the end of the day, we're left with the Broken Lantern, White Fur, Monster Hide, and anything else that I forgot. Alright, get that stuff out of the way. Now that we've developed, we prepare our departing survivors. Now I'm thinking we'll keep our main team in action, get them out there because they know how to kill these beasts. But what are we going to hunt? Well, I temporarily put off the Screaming Lantern because, well, I may have cheated my way through the last White Lion. Thanks for keeping an eye on me, guys. And on top of that, I think we needed a few more resources just to make sure things go smoothly in the later rounds. So, now is the time to hunt the Screaming Antelope. Alright, so with that, we'll prepare our departing survivors. I think we'll keep our founding survivors in action at the moment. We'll gear them up much the same. We just might give that King's Spear over to Lucky because, well, he's not really deserving of sword attacks, and we want to kind of space out those weapon specializations, and then we'll just pass the dried Arcanthus on to someone, whoever has the lowest survival. Cool. All right, time to record all this stuff. Oh, we've still got 2 endeavors. We could use them on Augury, but honestly, I don't want to risk losing the resources from that 1 to 3 result, so I think we'll just let it go. All right, guys, that's it. And there it is, folks. We did it. We did it legitimately. Can I get a check on that, guys? Can you make sure I did that all right, please? It was a lot of fun, this run through. We got to see a lot more monster movement. We got to make use of some of our abilities. That bow is fantastic, especially when the lion runs out of range. And we're only going to see that sort of thing used more and more because our next hunt is going to be the screaming antelope, and boy does this guy like to move around a lot. Lantern Year 3 is going to bring so much for our survivors. Let's hope they can live on through. This guy is going to be tough. I don't know if you've seen the screaming antelope, but he's got this gaping chest that, well, no spoilers there. Well, mini spoilers there. But fingers crossed for this next one, guys. I hope you'll all join me. I hope you're enjoying the series. If you got any questions, comments, rules, goofs, all that stuff, chuck it down in the comments below. I'm sure to address them in the next video or whatever. Other than that, though, guys, we are about done. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Michael. This is Bits Aboard. We'll catch you next time.